everybody, and welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room, where me and Kayla are doing our top 100 games of all the games we played in 2025, and we are on game 30 to 21. Kayla, the end is near.
It is.
We're
on the top of the top,
end.
the cream of the top, the cream of the crop.
There you go. Yes, it's actually like go look and say, oh yeah, that's a good game. Say, oh yeah, that's a good game. So they're all great games at this point. Honestly, everything in a top 100 is a good game, but you know, top 30 are great games.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So let me bring up the presentation. Here we go. And I've gone through, I was just telling Kayla, I've gone through all the pictures are on there. We should all be good to go. So we will start with number 30. We'll start with you, Kayla.
Okay. So my number 30 is Luthier, or Luthier. Some people will say that it's pronounced differently, but my wife tells me it's Luthier, so I'm going to pronounce it properly. So the theme is the composition, the performance, and the craftsmanship of classical music. So it kind of combines hidden bidding, which determines your turn order, and worker placement, but you're balancing the different resources, which are actually quite thematic. So you have wood, which, I mean, if you think of like string instruments like violins, violas, cellos, those are made out of wood, and metal, which would be like a lot of the different pieces for that, like the little structure pieces, and then animal parts, which you're like, what?
For the bows are.
Well, there's the bows, and actually the strings are made out of. They used to be made out of like gut strings is what they call them, which I think is intestines or something. Yeah. So, and actually, you can still buy them. You can still buy them. Like if you're fancy and have that much money to buy gut strings, then yeah, you can also buy those. So
there you go.
Yeah. So they have. Those are the resources, and you're managing the resources to craft the instrument and then bring performers into the orchestra, which is like kind of the center of the board there that you're bringing them all into, and then you're gonna like attract people to come and listen, so like patrons, and then as you go, you're gonna unlock different bonuses that ultimately is going to increase your reputation. Yeah, and I just really like it's a heavyweight game for sure, and it's a long teach, but I really liked how committed to the theme this game was. And yeah, as I said, my spouse plays viola, so I thought it would be maybe something like when I played it at Car Street, and I thought maybe it would be something that we could play together. But yeah, it does have a real long play, which my spouse isn't like huge into, but I would really like to play it again. And the game that we played Jen's copy, and she had a upgraded one, so like it's really, really nice copy, like really high quality components, and it even has like the little conductor stick, which I think you're supposed to use for like teaching.
That's a long teach when the game comes with the teaching aid.
Exactly, yeah. So I can't figure out what else it would be for.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a bit extra, but still cool. So I'm also not sure, like when I played it, I'm not sure if you had like really like serious music people, if they would love the theme or whether they would like find holes like to correct things. But I thought it was pretty cool, and like I'm sure that you could reskin it, but I can't like easily think of what you could reskin it with, right? That would fit easily with the game mechanics, which to me translates well into a well-balanced theme with gameplay. So yeah, that's my number 30, Luthier.
There you go. Yeah, I saw you guys playing it when I got to Card Treat that day. It was a
Yeah.
massive looking game.
And that's the other thing, table space, right? So when I went to play it, I was like, with the current table that we had, I'm like, oh, there's no way I can own this game. And I mean, we could
Right.
fit it on the game table now that we have,
Yeah,
just probably.
just right.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's something to consider as well, right?
100%.
Okay, well, my number 30 is Lost Moon of Arnak. So I've owned this game for quite a while, and I had played it a few times when I first got it, and then it kind of sat on the shelf for a while. And then I was at the Rocky Mountain Retreat, and then they were playing it, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to join?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll play this again." And then I was replaying, it's like, "Oh my god, this is so good!" Like you kind of forget how good a game is when it's like hasn't been played for a little bit. And this one, no, I think of this one as everything in the kitchen sink as far as mechanism is involved. Like they've put a little bit of everything in there. You have the deck building, you have the like going up the tracks of like because there's different things. Like there's the track that you need to go up with your book, your knowledge book, and your like little spyglass, and your spyglass has to go there before the book can go, and then it kind of takes different path, and then you'll be spending resources to move up. But then to gather the resources, there's a worker placement aspect where you're going to place your workers to collect resources or to explore, because there's also an exploration aspect. And depending on where you're going to explore, whether you're going to need to use from your action cards like boots, because it's walking distance, or if you need to take the car because you got to drive up there, or if you're going to need to take the plane because it's that far. But the plane can be used as the car or the boots, and the truck could be used as the boots as well. So there's kind of that to consider. And then when you get to those locations, you reveal like this monster that you need to defeat. But then if you do defeat it, it gives you a new location that you can then explore when you are doing the worker placement aspect of it. And then you have the like an aid that comes in that gives you special abilities you can activate. And then there's a whole trading aspect that you can do with what you've collected on your board as well. Like there's just a little bit of absolutely everything in this game, but it works. Like somehow it works very well. Components are really nice. Even like the base components are really nice. And I've seen this one all dolled up. That kind of makes it even nicer. When I played it, they actually played it with a expansion. I can't remember what the expansion is. Playing it with the expansion, I was like, great. It was neat. I like the base game just as much. That's kind of most of the time when I play with an expansion. It's like, yeah, it was fine. I like the base game just as much. And this one kind of give you a character that give you kind of like asymmetric abilities that you could activate. And I don't know that it personally, it was just fine with the base game. It's fine with the expansion. So, but you know, I'm probably not a reliable source as far as that goes. Because my collection's at 1,155. I have like 40 expansions.
Right.
So, and most of those are because I bought the game secondhand and it came with it. Right. So,
right.
So there's that to consider. But base game is great. And it was so neat. And it just hits a lot of, like, you know, it's like, you feel like a deck building? Well, then play this one. Or do you feel like a worker placement? Play this one. Do you feel like an exploration? You should play this game. So, and that was my number 30, Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Yeah, I would really love to play that game not on BGA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've played it twice now. And I don't know, maybe after you play it, it translates well. But I'm just like, I don't do well to play this game on BGA. I have played Arc Nova on BGA, and I would play Arc Nova again before I play Lost Ruins of Arnak on BGA.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, it's like, and I'm not huge on BGA to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think you just kind of lose the whole tactile, what's like satisfaction.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I do agree with the components, though. It is very pretty.
Mm-hmm. All righty, on to number 29.
29. All right. My number 29 is Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard. And it's a trick-taking game.
Yay! It was so surprising.
I know. So it's actually a cooperative trick-taking game for 2 players. I haven't actually played the OG Jekyll and Hyde, so I can't say how this game compares to that at all. And I did try to play it with Carla at Godfest, but I messed up the rules quite a bit. So my spouse and I got to play it this year. And we actually we played it while we were camping at DNA Gardens, which is really nice. It's a winery here in central Alberta, which is kind of between Calgary and Stettler. So if we add Mel into the mix between Acme and Stettler, which, yeah, anyways, would highly recommend. Yeah, so I've only played the first round of this game a few times. I haven't actually gone into it, but it's like it's a story, like it evolves as you play.
Right.
Yeah, so I haven't actually played the part where the Scotland Yard is chasing you, but you're trying to avoid getting caught. So, and it evolves as you play, and it gets, yeah, kind of your character evolves and the game evolves. So you deal out the cards, and then what happens as the players, you secretly give some to the shared city deck, which is kind of what runs the Scotland Yard character.
Okay.
And then you play tricks against both each other and the city. And so one of you's playing Jekyll, one of you's playing Hyde, and the other's playing, and the third AI player is Scotland Yard. So
it's a 2-player game, right?
Yes, it's only a 2-player.
Okay.
But like I said, you pass, like you give cards to the city deck, with an understanding of what's in your hand, not knowing what's in the other player's hand, and you're trying to control how many tricks each player wins. So you want the city to only get so many, you only want Jekyll to get so many, and you only want Hyde to get so many. So if it's too unbalanced, then you lose control of Jekyll and Hyde. But if you get the Scotland Yard to have too many tricks, then they catch you and you're busted. And then it also has like potion cards and stuff that trigger special effects mid trick, and also changes different like impacts of the cards. So it changes like the strength of the suit, kind of is the simplest way to put it. So yeah, and then you finish the round or the chapter if you've been able to successfully kind of balance everything, and you lose if the Scotland Yard catches you. So yeah, and then you move on to the next chapter. So we've played, like I said, we've played the first chapter a couple times, so I haven't made it too far into it, but it's, yeah, very simple, and the art is really cool on it too. So
yeah,
so that's my number 29, Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard.
We did a top 2-player game a long time ago on the podcast with me, Carla, and JT. And JT had talked about this one and how much he enjoyed it. So, but that's as close to this game as I've gotten.
It might even. Nope, not on the shelf.
Well, my number 29 is Vampire Queen.
Oh, nice.
So this is a trick-taking game. It's a trick-taking game, like card shedding game. You're trying to get rid of all of your cards, and then whoever plays the highest card starts the next round. And I bought this one by accident. I bought a game, like a lot, like a box filled with games. because there was like a couple of games in there that I wanted. This one was in there, never heard anything about it. So I was like, oh, well, let's give this one a try. And we played it. And it's quickly become a family favorite. We play this game a lot and often. And it'll play a nice big number of players. I want to say it's like 10 or 12 people that you can play.
Holy smokes.
Like you can play a lot of players, but you can play it 2 players technically as well, right?
Right.
And now what's interesting, there's no suit in this. It's just numbers, right? So it goes from, is it 2 or 1? 1 to 14 technically. Now number 14 is a vampire queen. So vampire queen can be used as a wild or as a 1. No, now what happens if I play a single 2, then everybody would have to play a single card higher than my number. Now, if I play a pair, then everybody would have to play a pair higher than what I've played, and so on. Now, with the vampire queen, you can put her with somebody else, right? So, because sometimes you'll get, and then all of a sudden somebody plays like 5 of a kind. It's like, how now who has 5 of a kind, right? So that is like, and it's nice because you get rid of a lot of cards. The goal is to get rid of your card. When somebody gets rid of their cards, everybody else who still has cards has to count the face value of those cards and that gets scored. So after 5 rounds, it's whoever has the least number of points that wins. Now, what's unique to this one from other card shedding game is the Vampire Hunters. So there are 2 Vampire Hunter cards. You can see the one here with the number 20. There's one that's number 15. Those ones are never discarded. So if you have a Vampire Hunter in your hand, it's going to be worth 20 points. Or it's going to be worth 15 points. So it's a lot of points. You don't want to have them if you can. If it's your turn and you already have a Vampire Hunter in your hand, you can start the trick with one of them. Now, when you start a round with a Vampire Hunter, everybody needs to play. Well, they can play whatever card they want. It doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to be low or high or anything. But whoever plays the highest card has to collect all of those cards, including the Vampire Hunter, and it goes into their hand. So it adds. So this is where it'd be like, oh, no, okay. So you're always playing, trying to keep a couple really low cards in case Vampire Hunters come along so that you can try to avoid picking them up. But then sometimes it's great. It's like, oh no, it's almost the end of the game. We've been getting rid. I only have a 5, and that's fairly high. So you play a 5. It's like, oh, you got a 5. Okay, good. Then I'll put a 4. So like but it's so neat. It's now this is the older version. They've reprinted it. I like this version better myself.
Oh,
they're all like, the artwork is all like Victorian looking vampires. And it's just great. The gameplay is amazing, satisfying. It's super small. You can take it anywhere. It's tons of fun. And that is my number 29, Vampire Queen.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about this one lots, but I haven't played it yet.
Oh my gosh, we need to do that.
I will add it to the list.
There's a theme to these videos.
Yeah. Trick taking, and I will add it to the list.
Yes. Did you count how many trick taking games you played this year? Or
no, but I really should. I should.
You should.
Yeah, because I also bought a lot of them because I was like, I'm going to get good at this. And as you can see, I played a lot of them to try and get good.
And was it successful?
Well, I've definitely improved.
There you go.
I played another one recently. I'm trying to think of what it was, but like the mechanic was just like slightly different. And the thing is when you like just switch something ever so slightly in a trick taking game,
changes the whole.
Yeah, and then your mind's got to flip a little bit to figure it out. And I like that it's just like, it's not complicated, but you just do this little switch, and then once you get it figured out, you're like, ooh, like it feels very satisfying.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
Okay, 28. So my number 28 is the White Castle. So in the White Castle, you're leading a clan trying to impress the emperor. I'm not sure. of the castle. And you've got fancy aristocratic people that I'm not going to get the right name for. They're in the middle there. They're climbing the social ladder, so they're kind of going up that aspect of it, and that kind of helps you score different ways and get different bonus cards as you go along. And then you have gardeners and then warriors that are like protecting the wall is kind of the theme part of it. But generally you're trying to gain influences in different parts of this castle. Gameplay wise, I think this is probably, when I think about it, the tightest resource management game that I can think of. Because you have like you can see with the little blue pawns there, you have your resources that you're managing. There's like iron and rice and oh no, I'm not gonna remember the other two.
No,
and I just played it like,
and I can't even help you.
Yeah, and I just played it like 3 days ago, so yeah. But yeah, so you have these resources, and then like the cost of things, like to get them up there, you can go up by 1 or 2, but then you need to pay like 5 if you want the big thing, and sure you can pay 3, but then you're only getting the lower thing, and it's like there's a lot of balancing. So you can kind of see on the right over there's like a pile, but those are the bridges, and they have the dice on them, so you're going to pick the dice and put it into the different spots on the board, and depending on which dice you pick, it either, if you have to place it on a dice spot that has 3, and you put a 4 dice on top of it, so you've overpaid so by 1 pip, so then you get the extra pip as a coin. However, if you do that reverse and you place a 3 dice on a 4, then you have to pay for it. You want to try to avoid that. And then on the left side of the bridge, if you take that dice, then you get to take the dice and do the action with it. But then if you take from the left side of the board, which is the lower dice, you get the bonus of taking your action thing that you've built up. So, and then you get to do a few other things. So it can definitely get very combo-tastic-y. And I think Carla really likes it for that reason. And I can almost get there. I played it, I don't even know how many times now, like maybe 5. And I'm almost getting to where I can combo. But it's nice. Like it's not it's not a complicated game to learn. No. It's interesting. Like it's pretty easy to learn, but it's about like smart timing, managing your resources, and then getting the most out of your turns, because it's played over just 3 rounds, and it's one of those games where I'm like, aha, and then I'm like, oh, it's the last turn. Like I need like 4 more turns. Right. So yeah, if you really like quick games that have a lot of decision to do-ness, could be bad, like have a lot of like player AP stuff for sure. But I really like playing it on BGA, especially if you don't have like time turns. So it's that part is how I think I'm getting better, because I can go in there and I can be like, okay, if I do this, then this will happen. If I do this, this will happen. So this one I would recommend playing on BGA.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've only played this one once, and that's the one in the picture here.
We played it at your house. Did we? I played with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I bought it since, but I haven't played my own copy because it came
so good.
Christmas. Yeah. Yeah. And it's amazing at how much they fit in those tiny boxes.
Oh my
they're
gosh,
like this big. Like they're not big boxes at all. And yeah, you can't tell like on the table because it takes up a whole table. DeVere DeVere's played a lot of Tetris in their life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a very, very packed game all around.
Yeah. All right. My number 28 is ScandalOh. So ScandalOh is the follow-up to Awkward Guests. Awkward Guests? Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which Awkward Guest is a murder mystery clue type game, I guess. ScandalOh plays with the same mechanism, but the theme is different. And the theme is there's a tabloid newspaper that will print some scandals about certain famous person. And we got to figure out who the scandal is about, what the scandal is, which journalist published it, and in what paper it's getting published. Now, theme-wise, Awkward Guest is amazing. But I almost like ScandalOh more. Like, as great as Awkward Guest is, and I loved Awkward Guest, I like ScandalOh kind of more. Like, it's the way that you solve the puzzle and get the clues, because you have this piece of paper in front of you, and you're going to cross off stuff. It's like, okay, so you get a card and a clue, and it'll be like, okay, well, this person didn't talk about a love affair. Oh, okay. So then you put an X, and that one didn't talk about this. Okay, so it's like, oh, well, then he's not the person who reported this at all. Well, then if he's not the person who reported this, and that person didn't report this, and those are the only two person that talks about the theft, then it wasn't a theft. And like, it's I love logic puzzles. And you know, like in the math books where they have logic puzzles, like that kind of part of the math program, I would go through my kids' math book at the beginning of the year to see if they had any of those, and then I would do them all. Like, I love that. And I have, one right here. Love logic puzzles. So when I play a board game that has that logic puzzly satisfaction in it, I am all over it. All over it. Now, that being said, for some people, it'll have the complete reverse effect. If you don't love logic puzzles, if you're like, I just feel dumb and I hate this might not be your style of game. But I love it.
Because they're a good friend.
Probably.
Because I know somebody.
They're a good friend if.
Yeah, I know somebody that may have played Awkward Guess and ScandalOh back to back for their friend.
Wow, that's a good friend. But this, with this thing, in each scenario will pull different cards, and then you pull all of these different cards, they get shuffled together, and the combination of those cards will come up with one scenario. And then you get some cards and you look and you mark your clues, and then you go in almost an auction, like, okay, I would like to know about this and this. And if you have information on this, you could be like, okay, well, I have some information on this. I have 2 cards that has information on this. The tally of those 2 cards are 3 and 2. So you could be like, sure, I can give you 2 clues for the cost of 5. Or you could just be, well, I'm not telling them that, so I can give you 1 clue for the cost of 2. You don't have to give the clues, right? But the more you give out, if they agree to the trade, the more clues you're going to get back. Because then if you give 2 clues for the cost of 5, they need to give you clue value of 5 back. So be like, okay, well, let me see. Okay, I can give you 3 clues for the cost of 5. So you get 3 clues, they get 2. Then you look at the cards and then you mark them and then kind of try to, I love it. It is so good.
Maybe that should be my thing for 2026. I should just get a bunch of logic puzzle books and then just work on trying to get better at logic puzzles.
There's another one on my list that we'll talk about as well. But yeah, so ScandalOh, it's amazing. It's so good. Awkward Guess was amazing. ScandalOh, even more so. And that's my number 28.
Nice.
All right, on to 27.
All right. So my number 27, I had a really hard time remembering details about this game, but I do remember I liked it. It's Arcs. So when I looked at it, I think it was you and I and Travis that played this in Invermere.
Yeah.
And so the theme of it is it's a crumbling space empire where everybody's scrambling for power. So you're playing as these governments, officials, people, aliens that
Species? Yeah.
species, yeah, that used to serve the empire or whatever, and now that it's falling apart, you're trying to kind of manipulate your way to the top is the theme. So it's very like Star Wars space opera, but like not super serious. It's kind of got like kind of slightly silly, a little bit dark, but mostly chaotic vibes where like you're building up your little galactic society and then next minute you're backstabbing somebody and chasing a completely different goal. So like that part of it is like, yeah, it can switch pretty quickly. Because how it's played is you have a small hand of cards and it's a trick taking style system. So you're going to choose your actions each round.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be focusing on building up your fleet or like moving around the map. And there's different like ways that you can move around the map. So some of them are blocked by like different parts, like that. I'm pretty sure that big crater right in the middle between the light blue and the dark blue closest to the stream, you can't go across there. So you got to go in closer to the middle and then around.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different parts to the moving part of things or starting fights, like that backstabbing part. So but yeah, you're declaring ambitions, which is over on the right there as well, which are the actual ways that you're going to score points. So it's not really like, and this was the part I had trouble with and was interested in doing better at. It's not like what you do, because you can do so much of it, but it's more like when you do it, right? So it has like this a little bit timing part of it. I think that perhaps my like 30 to 21 is games that I can't quite figure out the mechanism, and I'm really wanting to. I think that's maybe the vibes that I'm going with here. But yeah, because you're constantly trying to like adjust your hand and like kind of read the table and what you think the other person's going to do in order to do the trick taking part, in order to get to where you want to be in that, and trying to line things up so that you can score right at the big moment. So yeah, plus it's like I really like the art of it. It kind of has like Root vibes. And am I out to lunch and thinking it's maybe similar artist? I should maybe look that up.
It might be.
I think we talked about that. I think it might be a similar artist. And I really like the art, the Root art in Root.
Yes, actually, same artist.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. But I much prefer the gameplay for this one.
Yeah, I've never played Root, so I can't compare it. This one was interesting though, because the area control aspect, like so there were definitely battle aspect, the trick taking aspect, and you wanted to have certain things in place for when they scored, and that seemed to have failed at all of that. I just remember playing it. It was very interesting, but oh my God, it was not going well.
No, I think you definitely got to play it a couple times for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 27. Arcs.
Nice. My number 27 is A Message from the Stars. So this is an all play game. Now they get me. All play does like they deliver Kickstarters, at least in my area. And every time they do the fulfillment, they're like, okay, we're fulfilling this one. Here's other games that you might want to add to this. And then I was like, oh, yes. And then I ended up with a box full of game for one Kickstarter. And this is one that I backed as well. And I was like, we'll see. And then one day, Carla came and we played it. And this is my other logic puzzle game. And as much as you love logic puzzles, Kayla, I know you like word games even more, and this is a combination of both, so you're going to adore this
It'll
one.
probably be my favorite one.
But oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. Well, that's why it's even higher than my other one, right? So, and it was so interesting. Now, I had read up on it and like, okay, we'll have to play it because an alien has landed on Earth and you cannot communicate. You're not communicating in the same language. And you're trying to give each other codes, trying to figure out, right? And there's going to be 3 things that like you need to, like there's 3 columns and there's one word that gets selected on each column that you're trying to give clues to guess what those are. So, but you need to also figure out their alphabet, right?
Right.
And then now here's how you do this. So there'll be the alien species in our game. Carla was the alien. So she has the shield in front of her. She shuffles these alphabet cards and then she tucks them in the shield. So 3 of them are going to have a value of 1 point. Okay. 2 of them are multipliers. And 1 of them makes the tally negative.
Okay.
Okay. So if I'm guessing the word snow, right? So and you have like the thing, like you have a dry erase board to kind of be like, okay, so I'm going to guess 1 word. Now you're going to take turn providing words. So let's say I'm providing snow. So I put that word down, then the alien's going to take that card, look at it, and they're going to be like, okay, so let's say they say it's, well, like in this case, it was follow, Follow, and the value was 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay. I can see probably where this is going.
Now, that means it's a positive number, so whatever letter is in that negative position is not F, O, L, or W. So on the negative thing, I can cross all of those letters out, right?
But okay, what if the O was negative, but the
There's no
F...
double negative. Is if it's in negative.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Yeah. So it's the negative letter was not in there, so we now know that. Good to know. But there are 2 L's and there are 2 O's. So that could have been, if an O was a 1 and an L was a 1, I'm at 4 points. But with the multiplier, you couldn't multiply 4 to 8. Right? Yeah. So it wasn't done that way. So unless and then you kind of have to break it down. Now it was like, oh my God, let me get at it. And then I was like, okay, so it could be that if they're all single letters and then I have LLOO, then that's 4, but then we need, okay, so we have a multiplier in here. So then that would have been a multiplier. So then like if it's multiplied by 2, then it's like, so it's figuring out. It was amazing. It was so neat and satisfying. And then the words you provide also has to kind of be the clues for which word in each look. Because there's like a message and it's kind of ad lib, right? If you don't give me from the first column, we will take from the second column and you will be from the third column. So you're trying to decipher the message, right? So the words you pick tends to be clues as well. But then I've kind of discovered this. Now, Carla will give me a word, and she's going to try to pick words that will help me figure out what the values of the letters are and so on. So we ended up getting 2 of the words correct in the clue, and we got all the alphabets figured out. It was neat. Now, this game will play multiple players. It's like the alien and the other players or whatever, this game will shine at 2. Like I find because of how thinky it gets, and then like if you had to explain what you're doing in your head, like don't worry about it, it makes sense. It's like, like, so at 2
and then
players,
somebody throws their opinion in there because they have no idea what they're talking about and throws off your groove.
Yeah, it was like, it's just like, okay, no, let me explain again why W can't be this. And you gotta, so it would just slow down the game way too much. I think I have never tried it though, but with the right people, maybe it's even better. Right? But at 2 players, it was brilliant. It was so good. And Carla was like, I am so glad that I'm the alien and I just have to tally up knowing what everything is, and I don't have to try to figure out what everything is.
Right.
But it was, I loved it. I loved it. Now, Lee's not big in logic puzzles and he hates word games, so I know he's not going to be a fan of this. So how often will it hit the table? Who knows? But I'm hoping quite a few times because it was so good.
Nice.
And that
Your
is
passion
my number
for
27.
it makes me excited for you.
For me. Yeah. 27, a message from the stars.
Cool.
That's funny.
26. All right. My number 26. This was my first ever Vital Lacerda game. It is the House of Fado. So in this one, you're running a restaurant using worker placement with the Lacerda Classic bump system. So you're placing on an occupied, or if you place on an occupied space, then what happens is it kicks the other player out and it gives them a bonus. So that's like the classic Lacerda bump. So you want to try to avoid that, but sometimes, you want to go do that thing, so you got to bump somebody. But in this one, you are going to hire and then kind of upgrade your musicians, and then you wanting to bring in customers and have those customers pay money and will also, I don't know, for lack of a better word, pay applause. And then you collect these like little musical notes. Those are the ones on the left. It's a little bit of like a set collection thing that you're like trying to fill up on the larger music note things above. To compose Fados. That's how you get, one of the ways that you get points. There's lots of ways to get points, but and then you like wait. It's weird little balancing act of like waiting to close your restaurant. You don't want to close it too early, but you do, if you need money, then you have to close it because that's how you get the money and the applause and or the income essentially. So so that's a really, really, really basic version of how you would play that. But again, I guess, like I said, my 30 to 21 is, chunky games that I have to play again because it's got the timing and the balancing, the engine building, and you're scoring the Fados or the songs and promoting the musicians and stuff to have the most fancy Fado restaurant thing.
It's a beautiful board, and I love the player colors.
Yeah. It like, I think this was probably like the best intro to me for Lacerda because it was not huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like Carla loves Lacerda games. Like, I don't know as if there's one that she doesn't have. And she like, she talks about them often on the podcast. I'm just like, I don't know if I could wrap my head around that one, but like, I think going from this one and then playing any others, like you can definitely feel how it how his game style translates, but they're not the same. Stone. Yeah, for sure. Right. But that's my 2026 House of Fado.
Wonderful. Yeah, the only sort of game I've played so far is Kanban. So
I haven't played that one.
And that was good. All right, my number 26 is Hitster. We're going from like big, heavy Lacerda game to this like ridiculous party game. Now, I bought this one knowing nothing about it. I had an Amazon gift card that wasn't burning a hole in my pocket. And that's a lie because the Amazon gift card never even makes it to the pocket. I spend those so quick.
I was going to say,
but
it doesn't take too long. It's like, here's the email.
And then it's like, oh, I get an Amazon gift card. Like, I spend it twice. But Hitster was one that was like, you know what? This sounds interesting. Let's give this a try. And then I got it just before the holidays. Like, not this year, the year before, I want to say. And it was a huge hit with my family. Like, everybody loved it. And what you do with this one is it's just a pile of cards. There's tons of cards. And on the back of the card, there's a QR code. And then when you scan the QR code, it's going to play 20 seconds of a song. And then you're going to put it, like, you're going to have one that's face up. It's going to have the song, the artist, and it's going to have the year that it was published, right? So then you're going to be like, okay, so this song, is it going to be before or is it going to be after? This is basically timeline, but with music. Right. So I'll be like, well, it sounds old, but I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to say it's before. And then it turns out it's after. It's like, really? They did this song in the 90s? Like, that sounds so old or whatever. But anyway, so you flip it. Now, you can try to guess who the artist is or the title of the song. And if you get that right, you get a token. And you can spend token. Like, if somebody guesses something, is like, I think you're wrong, and I'm going to bet a token. Because if they're wrong and you bet, like, you say, no, I think it's between those two cards. And then you would get that card and you get to add it to your own timeline. So, and if you get 3 tokens, and you can spend 3 tokens just to add a card to your timeline. Because this is a race. First 1 to 10 cards wins the game. Okay. Now, since we bought Hitster Bingo, and Hitster Bingo hasn't made my list, mainly because we got it in the new year, so it hasn't been played in 2025. It was played in 2026, but Hitster is amazing. Hitster Bingo is amazing. You can use the cards all together anyway, so that's fine. But playing it both ways is great. But yeah, my kids got into it because there's like all these new songs that they know. There's all the old songs that I think I've heard of this, but nobody really knows. There's all like, and then there's a bunch of expansion packs that you can get that adds a whole different set of songs to this as well. I know Carla's got a few expansions as well. You can even get like French songs. That would be me, but I should do it. But yeah, it's so satisfying. Party setting. It's neat. Me and Carla played this, then we played Grab the Mic, then we went to karaoke. Like it escalated. But yeah, so neat. And that is my number 26, Hitster.
I would like to try that one.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay, halfway through. Number 25. Yeah. All right, so my number 25 is another Lacerda game. It is Speakeasy. And it's kind of interesting to me that they fell right beside each other. So, yeah, I think it's kind of like would like to play this, but also it's a little scary. So it's not like, right up there. I think that's the biggest thing of like the commitment that comes with them. I have actually played this one in 2026. I played it before Card Treat recently. And I think actually this would be lower on my list now. I really liked it when I played
it again.
Yeah. I liked it when I played it at Gobfest last year, so it almost been a year ago that I played it. But we didn't get to finish it. We didn't get to score it.
Oh,
and so then we did finish it, and we did get to score it. But I was like, huh. So, yeah.
But it was late. Do you think that affects?
It might, yeah, it definitely might for sure. But I had played it once already, and I was
But
sort
it
of the
was
thing.
late and you had been driving all day.
It's true, yeah, and the other part of it too is like the parts that I thought I was gonna pick up on the second time of play were still a little bit tricky for me.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so that's the part where I'm kind of like, but I really like the theme because you're basically like playing Sopranos. Like it's during pro prohibition. Prohibition? Yeah, that's right.
Prohibition? Is it
Pro.
prohibition or prohibition?
What did I just say? Prohibition?
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't.
French.
It's not probation. I know that.
I thought it was prohibition, but
No, I don't. I know it's not that one. I think you've added one too many syllables.
I could. So it's prohibition.
Yeah, prohibition.
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 Prohibit.
It is prohibition. Look at the Frenchie being right.
Yeah, no, Bailey's agreeing with you.
Nice. I read and stuff.
I just skim when I read, which is probably why I don't like word games. Like how to spell? I don't know. I got the first and the last letter. Anyways, what you're doing is it's a worker placement. So you send your different workers to these different locations to build your criminal empire. So you're opening speakeasies, and eventually you're going to try and upgrade them to nightclubs. And then if you know how to play this game well, you will somehow successfully change them over to casinos. I did not master that technique. And then you're going to try and take over like rival mob operations, and you've got like little goons, and like you'll get like connections that will like strengthen your ability to go in there and mess things up. Yeah, and then you can also kind of grow your power or your influence by gaining helpers, and then there's like different abilities, which is kind of tracked under there's like these little square boxes that are on the player board there, and then underneath them there's like a little round token, so you're going to like move those up, and that kind of increases your abilities, which I can move one, but I wasn't very good at moving all of them. But the nice part about this player board, you can kind of tell you can kind of tell at the end closest, but you slide the cards into there and then it changes the little picture through the window.
Right.
Yeah. And then you got like your little truck that's going to take the little barrels of the alcohol, and you put them in there, and it takes it from the brewery over to the different speakeasies and stuff. So the components in this are excellent. Yeah, so you'll be taking your little trucks and moving them around to deliver alcohol, and you also have to protect your buildings. You have to have guys there to protect your buildings with your family members, and then there's going to be bribing, and then ambushing, and yeah. And then there's also a turn manipulation, so trying to get closer in the turn order, which I just kept going last, which doesn't work. So again, it's one of these like balancing with like tight resources, trying to get the most money, and be able to, yeah. And then there's like harbors, so then you can like have the little ships that like, yeah. There's so many like different pieces to this, and I was not successful in mastering them, or figuring out which ones to focus on and like push the other ones out. I definitely pushed out the mastering of the boats. Like I didn't even touch the boats, I think, in either of my games, because it's so hard to get them built up. And I actually felt like I did better my first time because I got both my trucks out, but the second time I played it, which yes was late at night, and I had been driving, so disclaimer there for sure. But I only got one truck out. And I don't even know if I even delivered any rum my second time. So, yeah, definitely needs another play, like sooner rather than later, so that I don't forget everything. Because, yeah, I didn't.
Right.
So I played it in March, and then I didn't play it until, well, it was January for Card Treat, right? The most recent one?
Was it?
Yeah, pretty sure.
January. Oh, yeah, because January, February. Like, it was right on the, the last weekend.
So it took me a whole year before I got it to the table again. So yeah, I think if I tried it one more time, awake, then that will be its true tell.
Because both me and you were staying at Carla's that weekend. Yes. And I arrived just a little bit before you, and they had this one set up. She says, "Oh, Melanie, we're setting this up." And Carla's on her way Kayla's on her way too, but if you want to play, I was like, nope. Save it for Kayla. I was like, that is too much for this late. Like I was just, and I watched you guys play and just kind of posted pictures on my phone because I had played all day, and I was like, no.
Was it interesting to you though? Like having watched somebody play it?
The gameplay, well, I mean, I was barely paying attention, but the gameplay looked interesting. The components are amazing. The board is beautiful. Like there's everything about this game is definitely attractive. Like it looks like a great game. It sounds like it was a great game. I just don't want to do it late at night. This is an afternoon thing.
I'm trying to remember.
Not first thing in the morning.
Did Carla like this one, or was this one she said maybe wasn't for her?
No, I don't know that she I think it like partway through the beginning, she's like, nope. Like, and which for Vitalicerta game, and that's what I could be putting words in her mouth, right? But it seems to me that, and I think she did okay. Like she did pretty good.
Yeah.
She's just like, nope, I'm glad I played it before I bought it.
Yeah. No, I think I remember that too.
Too much.
Yeah. Which is like fair. I think if you like all other Lucerda games, you're allowed to have one that is your least favorite.
We'll allow it. I mean, you can't love them all. Yeah, for sure.
I'm saying you can still be a diehard Lucerda fan if you don't love one. Yes. Yeah.
I've played one. So
which one did you play?
The Kanban one. So, so she's way ahead of me for sure. But no, it looked very interesting, but I was just like, no, not my brain power is not there for this today.
Sure. Yes, that's my number 25, Speakeasy.
Nice. All righty. My number 25 is 5 Cucumbers. Look at you and your big games, and you're like, I'm sliding in all the really fun little card games. So 5 Cucumbers, I think was one that was given to me. And part of like bunch was like, here, grab these games because they were getting rid of games. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, this was the year that I went to FallCon and came home with 60 games. So part of them, I was like, not my intention to keep. And I put a pile together and I was donating them to the Didsbury Museum because they were starting a monthly game night. So I was like, okay, I'll put that one in there. And we attended the game night. My friend Lyle and I sat down and was like, well, here, let's play this one. So we played this one. We opened it up. We saw the little cucumber wooden bits. And now he's like, take this one back. I will. No, it's a trick-taking game.
Hey.
That only has one suit. Cucumbers.
Yeah.
Or pickles, whatever you want to call it. And you play 7 hands, and you only score the last one. So you can, when you play, you can either match or play a higher card. And if you cannot play the matching card or a higher card, you must play your lowest card. So you're doing that. So you're trying to hold on to your low card. You're trying to force the other players to get rid of their low card. And then on the last round, you flip your last card, and whoever has the highest card has to take the amount of cucumbers that are showing on the card. So if you played the 13 there, you would draw 4 cucumbers. If you ever reach 5 cucumbers, you're eliminated. So that would be really bad. Now, if you manage to hold on to a 1, which is very hard because you have to discard your lowest card, lowest hand if somebody plays higher than you, right? So if you manage to hold on to a 1 and you play it at the last trick, a 1 multiplies the amount of cucumbers they must draw. So if they had to draw 2 cucumbers, now they have to draw 4. So it's an elimination game, so keep mind of that, because with elimination game, mostly if you play a higher player count, like we play this one 2 players all the time, it's great. I think it plays up to 8. It's great. But if you get eliminated right away, you're waiting until there's only 1 player left, right? So there is that. However, I love it. It is so good. It is so good. The cucumber bits are amazing. This is one that I bring to the restaurant, like when we would order and then play until our food would come. And then my boys would always salt the cucumbers. It's like, stop pouring salt on my bits. Like, but we're just salting the cucumbers. But it's just an amazing game. It's funny because I played this with Carl. He's like, oh, I know this game. It's a card game. And we played it just a deck of cards. I was like, I have this game as a game. And he's like, I've never heard of that. So I showed him pictures, but definitely Cucumber Bits makes this game. So if you're going to play with a deck of cards, okay, good for you, but still go and get 5 cucumbers because it's so good. And that is my number 25.
Solid. I should play that one again because I played that one pre-deep dive into trick taking.
Oh.
And I was one of the ones that was eliminated. I was kind of I was eliminated pretty early, and so I was kind of like, eh. But I feel like I might be able to hold my own now, so it might be, less sitting and waiting.
Yeah, you have to give it another try for sure.
Yeah. All right, on to 24. I'm going from Lacerda to Minecraft Builders and Biomes, which is not a heavy game. So in this one, you're exploring the Minecraft overworld, and you're going to collect blocks from this. This picture doesn't do it justice, but there's like this cube. I'm pointing at it, like you can see me pointing at it, but in the bottom right there, it's got these little, like, they're just these perfect, like, 1x1 cubes, and it all stacks up into the cube. So when you mine, you take the cubes out. It's very satisfying. And very satisfying. Yes, and very, like, if you're a Minecraft fan, very, yes, quite like
and
that.
And if you're not a Minecraft fan, still so good.
Okay, there we go. We got both perspectives. Yeah, so you're gonna build structures on your personal boards to score points. So you'll also have to fight mobs using the randomized weapons, and you'll gain rewards and bonuses for scoring opportunities. But each turn you have 2 different actions that you can take. So mining would be one of them. I think you can mine 2 cubies out of there. Move. So your player will move in between. There's like all those little, it's a grid up at the top there with the little squares. So you're moving around in between those. And then you can build or battle. And then you're trying to plan like the most efficient layout on your personal board. And you're trying to create the largest connecting groups based on the changing scoring goals. So in the board that's closest to the screen on the left there, you can see like their biggest space is the green space. So that's the biggest biome that they've built. So and then the scoring happens 3 times. So as the layers of the block cubes are deleted, so the first time you'll score for biomes. I probably should look this up. I think the first time you score for biomes, and then second time you score for materials, and then finally the structure types. And then after the final round, you add up your bonus points from the defeated mobs, and then the player with the most points wins. So I think actually I made that sound more complicated than the Lacerda game, but I promise it's not. Just that I have more confidence in how it's played. Yeah, it's very cute, and yeah, if like I think the age range on it, if you have like a family member, a young family member that is into Minecraft, I really do think that they would be able to get this pretty well. Like it would translate pretty well for a younger age group as well. But like my spouse and I played it, and we're over 30 years old, and yes, we are Minecraft fans, so slight bias, but it's a good game. It's got satisfying parts to it without being overly complicated and little treasures and things, and yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember how we got this game at my house. I think somebody lent it to me, or I borrowed it because I thought the boys would like it. Now I gotta say, I didn't have high hopes for this game at all. I went into it like, well, this is gonna be a stupid Minecraft game, but the boys will probably want to play it with me. And then you open the box, and first of all, these are the most satisfying chunky cubes. They're huge considering. Yeah. And then you create this square with it, and then you pull the cubes out, and I was like, okay, that was satisfying. And then just building your map, trying to get like, okay. And it was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Well, and I think I had seen it on your shelf. I'm trying to think of when.
No, I had the red box one, which I didn't like it as much as this one. Because I love this one so much, I bought the one I came across, the red one, and I actually have donated that one to the library in Acme because it was good. You still, but I want this one.
But yeah, maybe that's what it was, because you'd played that one, and I was kind of like, well, that looks cool, and you're like, yeah, and then we never played it. And then actually I was at FallCon, and I had signed up for this game, and then I went to go play it, and a kid found one of his friends was there, and so the kid took my spot,
and
so they were all
out.
Well, yeah, and I was like, oh, I really wanted to play that, and there was no adults playing it. So then I just kind of hung out for a little bit and asked them to tell me how it played, and then they kind of described it, and I was like, that doesn't sound very fun. And then I just bought it. I found it online through, I think I bought it through the Calgary, and mine came with an expansion too, actually. It has a market. I haven't played with the market yet, but it also has a market part to it too, so... I don't think I paid very much for it, and I was like, oh, worst case scenario, I sell it. But no, it will stay.
Here it is in your top 24.
Yes.
That was a good purchase.
It was. Yes. All right. Do you know what your 24 is, or are you going to be surprised?
No, I'm gonna have to go look.
Okay.
Yeah. So my number 24, I suspect a smaller game if we're on the same path as I've been, and that is Woodcraft, not a smaller game. Now this one is interesting. Rio Grande Games sent me this game, which I'm super grateful for. I had seen it played at Card Treat, and I was like, I am intrigued. Like, all I know is that you could split the dice, so you could merge the dice. I was like, I don't know, but I would love to know more. And it is so good. First of all, there's a few different aspects to it. So you got the different colored dice. Each colored dice represents different type of woods. Some wood are more better quality and are just worth more. And you can manage your wood in different ways. First of all, you can grow it. So you could plant it, grow your tree, and as it gets bigger, you flip the dice so it has a higher pip until you cut it down. Then you move it into your wood storage area, and then you have all this different wood, and then you have tools that you can access, and you can use a saw to cut a wood. So if you have a dice that is 6, then you could cut it up to do a 5 and 1, or a 2 and 4, or 3 and 3, and you can cut it up in different, depending on what the total has to match what the amount of pip is. Now, if you have a couple of dice of the same color, you could use glue them together to make one bigger dice that has a bigger amount of pip, right? So you can manipulate the dice this way. Now, and you're going to want to do that because you're going to be making these different wood products. And then you're going to collect these things, and you need to have the exact wood that is needed, like the right pip, the right colored wood, in order to complete these things. And that's going to give you points. So that's good. You also have like this in the roof area of your thing, like your kind of pyramid, adding stuff to it up there. And you're going to be doing that. But now all of that is amazing and so good. But you have like the whole action selection rondelle thing that is so good, because you have your worker there, and then it's like, okay, so if you do the actions that are in here, you move it to the next segment, so it's going to go in the front of the next segment, and you move that over to do the action. So you take the tile that's like a pie portion of this rondelle and you move it. Then the next person then can do the different action, and they can do like whatever else is available. Now, whatever's in the front isn't going to have any bonus, but as it gets and falls back a bit, then they're going to have bonus for doing the action. So the action that you tend to do all the time and move to the next section all the time is always going to end up in a portion where you're not going to get bonus. But if it's kind of like the third or fourth action, then you're activating that, then you get the bonus. It could be blueberries, which is the currency in this game. So I ended up buying like these fake blueberries on Amazon to have with this game. So, and they look so real. Like people will try to eat them, I'm sure. But so blueberries is your currency for some reason. Maybe we're elves. I don't know what's happening with the blueberries. But anyways, then when a certain amount is, like, you can move, and then if you do the action, then it goes into the next segment. So you can have multiple segment with action tiles in it. And there's like an inner rondelle thing that pivots, and now the older actions that are a couple of segments away that haven't been used now also give you extra stuff as well. So it makes those actions that everybody's been ignoring that much more worthwhile. And it could be different things, like you're collecting wood, or you're doing, like collecting the different items you need to craft and all that stuff. But I was impressed. I was impressed with this game so much. It is so good. Every little bit of it works, and it's so satisfying, and it's beautiful, and it looks amazing, and it's fun. And that is my number. What are we? 24? Woodcraft.
Nice. I feel like, I don't know what it is with like Rio games. Like, they're just such solid games, but they just seem so like unassuming. And then you get into them and you're like, why don't people talk about this more?
Honestly, like, there's so many, like, they've sent me a few, and then so far, like, they've been an amazing game. This one was so good, though. Yeah.
Nice. I have not tried that one.
On to 23. Oh, well, I know who has it with upgraded blueberries.
Upgraded blueberries. I will not eat the blueberries.
You will want to. It comes in a little plastic container, like as if you bought it at the store. It really looks like real blueberries.
Okay, my number 23 is Lone Wolf. S. I forgot the S. I was like, I feel like it's plural. Wolves. Yeah, so this one's a 2-player, and it's a trick-taking game. And so you're a leader of a wolf pack, and so the two of you are rivals essentially, and you're trying to dominate these 5 different areas. So it has an element of area control to it, and you play over 10. I think it's 13 rounds, and you're gonna sort of put out your wolves, like play your wolves to compete in these tricks, and then the strongest wolf is going to claim the territory, and then the weaker one becomes the lone wolf. But if you become the lone wolf, then you get these tokens in the middle, like the scratch tokens, and then that boosts your pack for future sort of combat or battles, or I don't know what you call a fight. Just overcomplicating it. Yeah, so it's a blend of area control that is sort of instigated through the trick-taking mechanism is the word I'm looking for. But the other twist of it is that the trump changes depending on those scratch tokens, and the ones that are claimed. So kind of yeah. So area control, trick taking with a twist. The trump suit changes depending on the scratch tokens, which keeps you kind of trying to strategize, depending on you're trying to anticipate what's coming up in the different territories, but then also because it's only 2 players and you deal out most of the cards, I think except for 2, a minimal amount that comes out of the deck. So you kind of can card count a little bit as well, right? So you're like, this is what I have. So I know that they have this, or they'll likely have this. So there is definitely a strategy to it for sure. Because yes, you might be losing this territory, but you're going to take the scratch token, and then you're going to use that down the line. So yeah, it's knowing kind of how to balance that. That's been kind of the theme of these ones is the balance part of things. So and basically the person that has the most points at the end is the alpha wolf. But it's quite quick. So 13 rounds sounds like it's a long game, but it's actually quite quick to play, and there is like a lot of strategy to it because you are doing that card counting. So I think that like as far as trick taking goes, like it has this element to it that I think if it was your first one that it would be definitely challenging, but I think that it has a lot to gain from it, from the learning perspective of it, because of that card counting. I really like that, where I was like, oh, like as we got going, I was like, oh, I see what I should have done here, to know how to do better, because Carla kicked my butt. But
I've played this the once with Carla, and I'm glad you're the one describing it, because it'd be like, oh yeah, there were wolves. Like that's the extent of how much I remember about it. And then to looking at it, looks battle line-ish, but for some reason I don't remember past that. I'm pretty sure I lost badly. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm blocking it out. But but I was like, it looks nice. I've played this. I don't remember this at all. So but it was a long time ago, so yeah, definitely one I would have to try again.
For sure. Yeah, I would recommend it, but slightly biased. So yeah, that's my number 3 with a small break in the middle. Lone Wolves.
23. All right. My number 23 is Mansions of Madness, the second edition. The main difference between the first edition and the second edition is second edition is app driven. Now, we played this, me, Carla, and Kayla. And this is scenario based, and it's a dungeon crawl. Like, and you start with just a one room, and you're gonna add on. And we're like, honestly, we played like idiots because we went in there and they're like, "There's a noise coming from the kitchen," and we're like, "Let's go towards the study." And we travel this whole mansion and be like, "Where are they? Oh wait, maybe towards the kitchen." Like, if we had listened or paid attention. So it took us a long time to find that. Plus, I was like an old guy and I found a 2x4 and I'm attacking everything. And I don't know where you guys are, but they're all after me.
Everything. And doing well at it. Like, you're rolling well and, like, slaughtering things with a 2x4 at, like, 107.
Carla or Kayla got injured. At one point, you can't walk, you're crawling, so you can only move by like one.
I don't think I did anything helpful that whole game. Like, my rolls were dismal.
You went insane.
Yeah.
And then you went insane again.
Yeah.
And eventually you died.
Maybe I just went insane twice, and maybe it was Carla that broke all the limbs.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Remember.
It was wild.
It was not going well. This is a cooperative game, right? You're trying to. What's interesting with this one too is like each scenario you start the scenario, you don't really know what your goal is.
Nope.
And it's Cthulhu themed, and with this one, we kind of came across cultists, and they're trying to have this seance to bring whatever back, and then we need to put an end to it. And then grab whatever it is that they're utilizing to do this one in this particular scenario and make it out the door. And we didn't make it out the door because you died. Like, you all have to survive to win this game. But satisfying. Like, despite all of that, like, it was going so badly. I'm attacked nonstop in the corner of the house that there is absolutely nothing to do, but I'm trapped there. But it was, oh my God, it was so good. It was so good.
It was.
And it's a great looking game. Like, you have like the miniatures, you have like the rooms. When you look closely, there's so many details in each of these tiles. And it'll just tell you like in the apps, like, and we had the app kind of projected onto the TV. And then there was a couple of puzzle games that we had to do on that TV in the app. And then kind of, so it was good. It was a great combination of a lot of different things. And it was so satisfying to play.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I would play another scenario with that one. We should do that when we get together again sometime.
100% for sure. Yeah, that was good. So that is my number 23, Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition.
Excellent choice. On to 22. My number 22 is Adventureland.
Nice.
And this one, I don't know. The box is kind of unassuming.
100%.
And then you go to the board. And the board is also kind of unassuming.
Very beige.
Yeah, very beige. And then you cover it with like a bunch of tiles, and you're just kind of like, you know, if you're like, oh yeah, like if I were to describe this, you move tiles, flip them over, and you know, and then the end. Like that's kind of what it looks. That's kind of what it looks like. But the theme of it is that you have this king that wants you to explore this kingdom that has these large cities and vast forests and rugged terrain, mountain, and then a river that's lined with gold. And then you're going through this fog. And then you're facing all of these fog monster creature things, and you're trying to collect treasures to earn the king's favor. So it's actually a Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer game. And I understand when I was reading it, there's 3 different types of scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
And then they each kind of increase with complexity, which I think we just did the basic one when I think it was you and I.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah,
Me, you, and Carla.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, so we were doing like this. I think we were doing the fellowship quest, if I remember, like based on what I was reading with the rules. I think that's what we did, which is sort of trying to race to escape the cities, if that's like the base one. But I didn't remember escaping any cities. I remember trying to get to the bottom of the board, which didn't seem like I was escaping. It felt like we were more trying to complete everything. So essentially you're trying to plan your movements while trying to battle these creatures, and you have herbs and swords and gold, and you can use them to battle things, but if you use them, then you don't have them. So it's like kind of this exploration game with high stakes for the battle part of it, because you don't want to spend all your things. It was like, I really liked it. I was really surprised. Like, I think we kind of took it out towards the end of the night, and I was like, I don't know about this. And then I was
give this a try.
Yeah. And I think this was also the night that I really I think I was there until like 2 a.m, and then I drove back home and then went to work the next day too.
Right, that was crazy. We played so late, and you're like, okay, if we're willing to play till 3, I'll stick around, because that's the same night we played the Mansion of Madness game.
Yes, yeah.
But with this
which
game,
is funny that those were back to back.
I know, but like this one looks so unassuming. It was like, I don't know, it sounded interesting. I had watched a quick tutorial on it, and what's really interesting, because we all had a bunch of different kind of guys along this edge of the map, and you can never move up and you can never move to the left. So as you move down and to the right, you can't go back. And then there'll be things that'll come up where new things will come out, and it'll be like, oh, this goes on to B4. It's like, darn it, well, I've got all my guys past that. I can't get that now. So you want to kind of have some stragglers to pick up whatever might show up there afterwards. Yeah. But it was such a satisfying game to play. I was so impressed. And it's ABBA. So ABBA, I always associate with kids game, like little kids game. Yeah. But they make some really great, decent game. I've got like 3 or 4 of them. Not all have been played yet, but after I played this one, I'm like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, great game.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks for introducing me to it. That's my number 22, Adventureland.
Yes, good game for sure. All right, my number 22 is Evacuation. Ooh. Now we're done with the easy card game apparently, because this one is not that. I played this one at the Rocky Mountain Retreat, and they're like, "Hey, we're playing this game," and then I sat down, I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's give it a try." I have purchased this game since. I was like, "Oh my god!" So we're on Earth. We have established Earth. We have business that are producing a bunch of resources. We have a lot of people there. We are well established there. However, Earth is dying. We can't stay. But good news is we found this other planet. It's going to work, and we just need to move from this planet into this other planet. However, this new planet is not established. We don't have resource. Like, there's resource there, but we are not established to collect those resources yet. We don't have our business in place there. We don't have our population there yet. That's still all on Earth. So, but we're evacuating Earth. So we start with a rocket, and you're going to need to, take some of the business, and then you're going to take some of these infrastructure stuff on there. Take some of the people, send them to this new planet, and start setting up in there. But you don't have resources there, so you need to also ship resource to it so that you can make the trip back. Right? So then you bring extra resources so you have fuel to come back, and then you're going to collect more resources from Earth now, which is producing a little bit less because we've pulled some of the infrastructure out. And then we're going to pull more infrastructure, more people, and then maybe build a second rocket. And then we're going to have 2 rockets going this way. And eventually you're going to have like rockets going back and forth, but you need to manage all these resources. And then at some point, the new planet's the one that's making the resources. Earth doesn't have a whole lot anymore. And if you're sending rockets there, you're going to need to send extra stuff so that it can come back. And it was so neat. It was so interesting. Now, we played wrong. We played so wrong. The main scoring thing we didn't do because we there's this thing that gives you all the points. But the game was already so amazing just with like the back and forth, the twerking, and then kind of figuring it all out. And then it's area control because you got to try to get, and you want to be set up in the best place on this new Earth. And, so it was good. It was so good. So I bought my own copy. I haven't played my own copy yet, but.
Well, I'll come play it. You keep talking about this one. It sounds really good.
It was just so interesting. Like, it's such a neat concept of the game and such like balance act that you got to do, but it was good. So yes, that is my number 22, Evacuation.
Solid. Oh, excuse me. Good choice. Okay, 21. My number 21 is Otter.
Nice.
Yeah, you introduced me to this one. It's so cute. Yeah, in this one, you're trying to race to play all of your cards by placing little critters onto the otter's tummy. So you can kind of see in the background there, it's upside down. So the part that's closest is the head, and then the bottom is the bum, and then in the middle, and what your cards are, is their like long tummy, and then they have these little critters on their tummy. And so they have different rules on their head. So like the lowest or least or most or odd or even. I'm trying to think of what the other one is.
Like near and far.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So there's like different like number rules that you're going to have to try and follow. And then at the bottom on their bum also has like the critter type that you're going to want to try and match. So if you do it well and sort of nobody messes up your strategy, you can play multiple cards in a row. But the part where people can mess things up, or you can mess things up for other people, is if you draw a card into your hand, then you get to flip or swap the top or bottom cards. So you can, instead of this one being even with starfish, it's now going to be lowest with the little crabbies, right? So then you can swap them around, which then changes what you can play. So you'll keep playing your unplayed cards until somebody goes out, and then they get the little stone, and then they have to get the stone twice, I think, to win. Yeah. But yeah, it plays up to 4, I think. So it's like a smaller player count, but I think you can also play solo.
Very possible. I don't know. I see solo rules. I just glance over and move on. Right.
Fair enough. Yeah, but it's just like, it's so cute. And it always takes me a little bit of a second. I've played it a couple times now, and I'm like, ooh,
I don't remember how to play this. And then you get into it and you're like, oh yeah. And it's very satisfying. So it's like, it's got like all the levels of cuteness where you're just like, it's just
100%.
a silly, cute game. And then it actually becomes like, it's got like strategy to it. And you know, you gotta really think about how to do it to get rid of your cards. Yeah. Yeah, it's very cute. I quite like this one. So that's
Yeah, it's published by Charming Games, and so far every game that they've published has been the most adorable games. And I bought this one on Kickstarter, and I went with the higher deluxe version. So it came with a stuffy that you could put. Like, I'm never gonna put the game in there. Everybody's threatened to take my stuffy, but this is like such a satisfying puzzly game to play, but it's so beautiful to look at as well. It's so good. Yeah, because they did this one. They did Parks. They did Capybara.
What's the Parks is the human one, isn't it?
Well, Parks is a human one, but they have the other version of it, which is so neat, so neat. But yeah, the whole. All of them so far have been so amazing. Yeah, great pick.
Thanks. Yes, thanks for introducing it to me. That's my number 21.
My number 21 is Harmonies. So I have discovered, like, I have got this game. I think maybe with one of my gift cards at one point, and we've played it, and it's been amazing, and we loved it, and we've played it, and then at some point somebody pointed out, you're playing it wrong.
Oh,
like, really? And it's like, yeah. And then he explained, I was like, wow, I think this could be way better then. So, you all have this board, and there's a kind of a grid on there of different location that you can place these tokens. And then you have the player board, like the middle board, where you put 3 tokens on each of those. You randomly draw from the bag, you add 3 tokens. On your turn, you're gonna select. Yeah, that has like the little pointy thing. The pointy points at who's the first player. So you can just know who the first player is all the time. So on your turn, Azul style, you pick one of the clusters, you take all 3 of those tokens, and you add them onto your board. Now, you can stack as well, right? And depending on what you have, some colors can stack on top of other colors, some can stack on their own colors, but you also have these big animal cards that are available in the middle there that have these different animals that requires a certain combination of those tokens in order to be populating your whatever area thing maps that you're building out. So if I have one that's, kind of a butterfly and it wants to be on a single stone that is next to a river, then I'm going to need to create that combination. And then depending on where it shows I'm putting that token, I can put the token. Now, what we were doing is we were using a turn to place those animal tokens on. Now, the more you place, because the card will have like 2, 3, 4, 5 animal tokens on there. The more you place, the more you score on that particular card. So you're trying to place as much as possible. So you're creating all these patterns all over in your table so that you can place those tokens out. And we were taking a turn to place the tokens out. Or the cubes out, right? But as soon as you meet the pattern, you can fill them up with your animal. You don't have to take a turn for each single animal. So, that changes the whole. We're gonna score way more now.
Yeah.
But you can build trees, right? Like in forests. So now you can build 1 wood, 2 wood, and then put a forest. So you could go 3 woods, then so it depends on how tall it's going to be. So you're gonna score for all of the animal cards that you've and all the cubes you've removed from each of those cards. But you also score from what you've created in your map, right? So trees that are touching other trees is gonna score so much or whatever. But the higher they are, the more they're gonna score. mountain score if they're in a range and you're creating other things. Like, so each thing kind of scored differently with different rules. There's 2 sides to the board, and they're gonna have like different scoring thing as well.
Okay.
So it's pretty, it's satisfying, it's so pretty, and puzzly. And now that we know how to play properly, it's gonna be so much better. And I was like, oh, it's one of those, like, somebody taught me how to play, and I never looked up the rules because somebody taught me how to play.
Never questioned it?
Never questioned it. I never played it before. We just played that way. At least we're all playing wrong, right? Like, it's not like, but somebody was like, what are you saying? That's not how you play. I was like, really? It's like, and they checked the rules. Well, look at that. So, but it's such a neat game. And I remember everybody was talking about it, and I said, well, I think I want to try it. And it does have like a strong Azul feel to it, but it also has like a strong Cascadia feel to it. Like, it's just a perfect combination of all of those style of games. And it's amazing, and it's great, and it's beautiful. And that is Harmonies.
You know, I really like the art on the inside of the box, but I 100% judged the box on the front of this game, and I'm just like,
really? You don't like it?
No,
I like it a lot.
I like that. Like, I haven't looked at any. Like, I only have ever seen the picture of like the outside of the box on this. And yeah, I've never seen the inside of it, and I was like, oh, actually, I kind of like that, and I love Azul, and I like Cascadia, so I would probably like this. But yes, I judged the game by the cover and I have not played this yet.
See, and I totally judged the game by the cover, and that's why I got it.
Carla was kind of hot and cold on this one, right? Like, yeah, she liked it, and then she didn't like it, and I think she likes it now again.
Oh,
she plays it on. Yeah, because I think so. She played it on. I think she played it on the table and was kind of like, or no, maybe she played it on BGA and was kind of like, eh. And then she got it because she's like, maybe I'll like it better on the table, and then was like, and then has been playing it on BGA, and I think she likes it more now that she's playing it on BGA. So
because yeah, we played it wrong, but right away I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's funny because yeah, she was saying, she's like, no, I don't know if I really like it. And I'm like, really? You would think you would love this?
Yeah.
But like,
well, yeah, because it's got all the Carla elements. It's got animals and you know, and you
Azul,
know, not tile laying, but yeah, token laying.
Yeah. So she should like it. It's funny. But yeah, no, I was super impressed with it. I quite enjoy it. And I haven't played it with the proper rules yet, but I bet you it's going to be good.
Okay, well, I will add that to the list, and then you can teach me the proper rules, and I'll see how I feel about it and be less judgy on the outside of the box.
There you go. See, that's so funny. I find that box is beautiful.
I also just noticed that we are wearing the same color of shirt. So good job coordinating. I mean, just there. There we go.
Okay, if I drew.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So that was our number 30 to 21. And we just got 2 more installments to do. Then we are going to have done all the top 100. So
I was just looking at my next set. I'm pretty excited.
It's so good, right? I guess it's like, wow, what's going to top this? These are so good. And it's like you get to, oh, yeah, these are great.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. Yes. So thanks so much for tuning in. But before, actually, no way, I'm ending it. But before we end it, Kayla, where can we find you?
Yes, so I am on Bluesky as March_Hatter, and then on Instagram I am under Table Turner Games, all one word. What about you?
On Instagram, I am at mels_boardgame_room. I'm also on YouTube, Bluesky, and Facebook as Mel's Board Game Room. We also have a Discord that we are very active on, as well as I have a podcast with my friend Carla called The Board Game Specialists.
plug for the Discord, they started playing on Monday nights on BGA together. So
That's
if you're looking for a crew to play on BGA, they have a place on there to play.
Yes, so be sure to join for that. And I'll try to make it to 1 or 2. But last time they played, I had just come back from the dentist and I was still so frozen. Well, it's like, like once the frozen went away, then I was sore. But I was just miserable. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, and we played Viticulture, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened because, we had one of our people that left because it was a little bit of a longer game. And, like, it looked like she left properly, and then all of us, like, accepted, like, yep, that's fine. She left. Like, let's keep playing. And then it just ended the game on us. Which is fine because I was losing.
Oh, no.
I think the person that was winning was a little choked. But we're like, we know you won anyways. Like, we don't need to.
Yes,
don't
there
need
was
to get too serious about
coming
that.
back from that, but yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, wonderful. So be sure to join for that. And thanks so much for tuning in. So bye, everybody.
Bye.